15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour.
All right, what's up, everybody? Lions, owls, and elephants. My name is Mike Rashid.
Sean Torbati.
Simeon Panda.
Special guest, Simeon Panda is my man right here. What's up, Sim? How you doing, brother?
I'm very well, man. I'm good. Very good.
Excellent. So, you just came off of a vacation, of sorts.
Staycation, if you want to look at it like that, because we didn't actually fly anywhere. We did a rally.
Okay, tell me about that, bro.
And Sean was on the rally. Actually.
When you told me about it, like just to hang out with my friends, I was like, yeah, but they were like, no.
For me, anything to do with driving, I'm interested. So, track days, rallies, car meets, just drives, anything to do with supercars, I'm there. So this appealed to me big time. In fact, I was looking for a rally before it came up. And when it did, I was like, yep, I'm 100% doing it.
So let's tell them what the rally is, for those that don't know.
Essentially, a rally is basically, it's like a drive, but there's a destination.
Hold up, back it up.
Yeah.
It's not just a regular drive. It's all supercars. So you got this, the McLaren.
Yeah, I got the 720S. I had the 570 GT before,
but and
I did a rally.
It's actually 900 something.
Oh yeah, so
horsepower.
It's a tuned 720S with 940 horsepower.
Listen, y'all don't know what that kind of power feels like.
It shoots flames.
It does, literally. It shoots flames, literally. All right,
it's funny, on the rally, it's like we all had radios. So your co-pilot had a radio, and someone radioed through, like, who was behind me, and was like, your car just shot 2-foot flames.
Yes.
This shit is crazy. And I was like, oh.
Other things that were heard on the radio was, Simeon, I think there's bombs going off in your exhaust. Because he also has his exhaust modified too.
Yeah, it was.
And Sean, you was out there with the 488.
Yep.
And
it was.
You got a nice push right before you went.
Yeah, we had the same tuner. He didn't do as in depth as what Simeon has, but he did some ECU modifications that got another like 80 horsepower in the car.
So look,
and you said you felt it as well. You said yeah.
So Sim, when he went to get his car tuned, it already was tuned up already. He didn't even know that at first.
Yeah, no. So when I went to get it tuned, I didn't know it already had bigger turbos, which actually made my tune take longer. But I was happy to find out that they had bigger turbos.
Delighted.
Because normally you get a stage, like normally, so with my 570 GT, I had a stage 2 tune. That basically means that I had the ECU and the exhaust. But this time round, a stage 3 tune is bigger turbos. So I already had bigger turbos. So now they have to do a custom tune, because the bigger turbos can handle a lot of power. I think the tuner said, which is VF, shout them out. They said that it could have done 1,200 horsepower. But obviously, with them, they're more conservative. They want to do quality, not quantity. So they want to make sure that your engine can, they know I drive my car every day. So they wanted it to be usable. And sustainable. So they gave so we settled at 940, and every day they were sending me, we've got it up to 800, we've got it up to 850, we've got it up to this, and it's just testing.
You're just getting excited.
Yeah, but then at the same time,
because initially, what was the horsepower you were looking to get to before you knew you had those turbos?
8 something. 850 maybe. I think stock it's 710, even though it's 720 and it should be 720 with the name. It's 710, and I expected about 850.
Right.
And then but then I had the bigger turbos. I had inlet pipes that were billet inlet pipes instead of silicon and instead of plastic, which you get with the standard.
Right.
So I was expecting some good horsepower, and it's been good.
So they put those turbos on before you got it.
Yeah.
Whoever had it prior.
Yeah. That's amazing, because those are expensive.
Very expensive.
Well,
Very expensive.
whoever buys his old car, they're set up too.
Yeah, they are. They are.
And the person selling it doesn't even know what to explain to them. what it has.
Yeah.
So they're going to
you
get
find out
a
yourself.
discount. Yeah, they get
you find out yourself. I was very, very happy with the stuff that I found in it. I had Novitec springs. Anyone that knows about the Novitec knows that they're expensive as well. It came with those, so I was lucky.
So you got your car from a driver. So someone.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, somebody.
I got my car from someone like me.
Right.
You know,
That's pretty cool. It's got a lineage.
So,
Yeah. Nah, man, like, you know, I hop out in the Lambo to hang out with the boys, but I'm just not a sports car guy. You know what I mean? And I respect it.
You do enjoy them though. When you do drive them.
I do.
Me and Mike, we had one of the best. This drive actually goes down as one of my drives, man. One of my favorite drives is when we left Ocean Prime.
Yeah, that was fun.
In Beverly Hills.
That was fun.
He was in the Aventador. I was in the 570.
Don't forget me back there in the Tesla.
Were you there?
You probably gonna smoke this.
I said this. Let me just watch what they do.
Nice and quiet.
One of the best drives, man.
Yeah.
And I always say that I wish I was in another car watching because I love the sounds.
Yeah,
and you don't get to hear the sounds when you're
I do think about what other people are thinking when they're watching.
That's literally what I was doing.
I love.
And it started before the restaurant. I told you the other day how the valet didn't want to park my car.
Right. I love the drive. I love. See, my I guess passion with cars is my everyday.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm not gonna drive a sports car every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know you do.
Yeah.
You've been doing it for 3-4 years now, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just and simply because I'm not comfortable, I'm just uncomfortable. Like when I had the SLS in Miami, bro, 20 minutes, I'm like, all right, I gotta get out of here.
The SLS was smooth though. I drove that in Miami for a week.
Yeah. You were fine.
Yeah, I was fine.
I'm never.
I get what you're saying though.
Yeah.
Getting in and out of that car.
It's just,
The in and out.
The in and out was a chore.
I'm not even as big as you guys. You gotta get you have to get a method down.
You gotta do a pistol squat.
You put your
know what I'm saying?
How you pivot, there's a lot to it.
Right.
It's very like getting in my car is not as challenging as the SLS. The SLS was literally like you had to get in backwards and then slide in, you know. So I hear that. But for me, it's funny today. A guy saw me park up at the gym, and he said, "Do you drive that every day?" I was like, "Yeah, man." I said, "If any car I'm getting, I'm planning to drive it every day."
Right.
I had a close friend message me a picture of a McLaren Senna, which is like a friggin' $1 million car. He said, "Is this your next car?"
He said,
I said,
driver.
Daily
Yeah,
driver.
exactly.
Like I'm driving my cars every day.
I'm with you. I'm not one of those people that pull it out on the weekend. Like, nah, I spend good money for this to enjoy it.
It's funny because he referenced kicks. He said he sells kicks. And he had the same thought process with his kicks. He used to have, and I had this with kicks as well. Used to have a pair that, I wear them when I'm going somewhere.
Right.
But now, like, if I buy kicks, any of those kicks, as long as they look good, I can rock them to the gym.
Exactly.
I'm going to go train.
Exactly.
You do it a lot. You freaking squatting them, which I find crazy.
I think if I'm stating my opinion, I think he started it.
Yeah.
Like the idea of wearing regular clothes at the gym.
People used to trip out like, yo, he got on the breads. I'm like, it's just sneakers to me, bro.
I just squatted.
I know they fresh. You know what I'm saying?
Or like khakis too was a big thing.
Yeah, but see, they're always comfortable.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
They may look like regular khakis, but it's got the twill, the stretch.
Yeah.
So I'm a comfort addict. So I'm not gonna wear nothing that I'm not comfortable in.
Right. It's combining it with style.
Yeah,
when they
like
meet together. That's when it was really.
And we live in a world. Listen. Yeah, I'm a business owner, and I take pride in that. But I'm also a social media influencer, and I know there's always cameras on me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to look fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I like looking cool. I like fashion. You know, I'm not over the top with fashion, but I like to look stylish.
It's funny. I was saying to someone the other day that things have changed because I remember back in the day when I used to train in London at one of the rawest hardcore gyms where. I used to have a specific jumper. It had holes in it. It had like a paint stain.
Yeah,
that was what I used to rock to go train.
Right.
Like I would rock just raggedy clothes, and then things changed, you know. And not just changed. I don't think just changed for me personally, but I think as the industry grew, clothing became a big thing. People like to look good. I like to look good.
Right.
I like to color coordinate, everything, like my kicks, my tank, my hat, everything. Like so, things have changed. But I do have a bit of nostalgia when I think back to just grabbing one like rough jumper that's just got bubbles in it and all sorts.
This is my way of doing that.
Yeah.
I get my big extra large sweatpants, not joggers, but real sweatpants.
Yeah.
And my 2XL shirt. It's too big for me, but I still rock it because I'm actually more comfortable dressing like that in the gym. The clothes are nice and flowy. It kind of keeps me cool in some way. Yeah. and I like it because I'm not showing out. I'm not trying to show out, you know. And then if I peel out, it's even cooler. Like, oh damn, that fool's swole or whatever. But yeah, I want to look good in the gym. But I'm with you though. I feel that like, and I think that like all this past year, I'm wearing baggy sweatpants and big T-shirts because I kind of missed that. What you're talking about, that nostalgia. Now, I refrained from the paint stains. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do the paint stains, but I still wore the big baggy. It's too hot now. So, but yeah, that was the style all year. Like all the since like the quarantine vibes. I hate saying quarantine because it was no quarantine, right? Let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about that. Shout out to Phil Heath. He and I were talking this morning, and we're talking about, you know, there's a lot of videos out with people, you know, we all know that the media tugs at your emotions, you know, and it's typically negative stuff, right? But there's a lot of people who recognize that and talk about how evil the media is and the government, all of that stuff, but they do the same thing. And they're talking about this oppression with the mask and how much it sucks and this, that, and the third. And it's like, bro, life is kind of good in America, bro. We're good. There's countries, like there's people that I know that literally have martial law. You know what I'm saying? My boy, he was in France and training. He's American, but he's training a guy out there for a fight. And I'm like, bro, how is it? He's like, bro, it's horrible. It's literal martial law. The shit that we romanticize that. That's not gonna happen here. But it's martial law. He says at a certain time, nobody's in the streets and they're sweeping the streets on horseback. Huh? Horseback? We don't have that, right? But people are really, you're creating a panic in the people that listen to you. I'm talking about influencers. You're worse than the media because a lot of people write off the media. You know what I'm saying? And social media is the media now. And there's these guys, they're making it out to be the worst thing in the world. And it's like, it's not that bad. Like how do you feel about this past year?
In terms of like
what happened like starting March of 2020?
In terms of the actual like quarantine and having to wear the mask, etc. Because I think we were discussing before and saying that, you know, people are really crying about it when and there's not much to cry about. Let's be real. I'll give you my opinion on it. I don't like wearing a mask.
Right. Same.
I do when it's required. And I get why it was introduced. And I don't necessarily think it was introduced because it was an effective barrier.
Right.
I think it's more so, it's a behavioral thing. The social distancing thing, behavioral. A lot of these things are more behavioral in terms of they want us to act a certain way to prevent, even if it's a small amount of infection or people getting it, you know. So I understand it from that perspective. But in terms of, do I like it? No, I don't like it. But I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not going to cry about a mask. I promise you.
Right.
You know, if I moan, I'm going to moan to my wife about it. I might moan to you, but I'm not going to I'm definitely not going to go on social media and start crying about having to wear a mask. It's not that big a deal.
With oppression.
You know, and so sometimes you just have to look into things. You know, like I said, I get why they did it. I don't think that why they did it is the same reason they say they did it. But then, cool. I get sometimes there's things.
What do you think is the reason why they did it?
I think they needed to get everyone to behave in a certain like that.
To show that they're doing something.
Yeah, to show you're doing something. And even if you know better and you know that, it's not real, you haven't got to start going against it unless you can think of a better solution to slow down the spread of it, because that was what the solution that they came up with.
Right.
And you're going to be a part of that solution, or you're going to be a problem.
Right.
You know, I don't know.
How about you, Sean?
I agree. I think that sometimes we have to take actions that seem a little bit extreme because we want to prevent the worst case scenario.
Yes.
So while we were trying to figure out what this is and isn't, how are we going to treat it, what's the actual rate that people are recovering from, you know, because remember, I don't know if you remember, our first exposure to this, we were actually together. It was at the Equinox locker room when we were first really seeing the footage. We used to watch the news in the morning for like 10 minutes before we would go, like old men. we would watch the news a little bit, chop it up with some people in the locker room.
Executive locker room.
Yeah, in the executive locker room at Equinox.
Shout out to Equinox.
That's probably the greatest tragedy of the quarantine. Is that
Right.
no, I'm just playing. I'm so
It
sorry.
is. It is.
That
To
was taken from us this morning routine. But we were seeing people in the streets of Wuhan falling over and dying. And
But was that real?
whether it was real or not, what I'm saying is that kind of set the tone for the fear.
Yeah.
And then the fear had to be managed correctly by the people who are in charge of trying to guide this massive ship that we call the U.S. and then, of course, the world. So it's like, what can we do to create some, like Sim said, I hadn't thought about it that way. Like, we got to make it feel like we're doing something. But then also, there was just a need for time to figure out how people are going to recover, how many people are beating this and how many are dying, and then of course get the vaccines going. So they're like, we need to do something so people don't think we're just like letting everyone die. And if it was worse than we thought, right? Like that's why I don't envy being even though if I don't agree, being in like the governor of California's position where it's like you got to decide to be the guy to either take the restrictions away and then in 50 years what if everyone died and they're like this is the idiot who ignored all the advice and said that we didn't need masks and allowed it. It's tough to be in that position. It's a lot easier for us. That's why I agree. I wouldn't be complaining about it. I would just do what was asked.
Listen, we're all aligned with that. I hate wearing a mask, right? And even when I see a bunch of people like walking in the street wearing masks, I'm like, this don't feel right.
Oh,
right?
just walking with it in the street makes no sense to me.
Especially this far in the game, right?
Yeah.
At this point, like, listen, not a scientist, not a virologist or anything, but I read, right? And I do my research because this is very interesting. We live in a very fascinating time, and I want to be aware and abreast of the things going on. I want to really understand it. So, and we have products that deal with that, so we had to do some research. But even if we didn't, from day one, I'm reading research, trying to find out what is this, right? And I guess people don't research, right? They don't read anything, and it's like, it makes sense. The mask makes sense, right? It prevents. They said, like, I came to this conclusion with my studies. Not 100% effective. Particles can get through, but not a lot, right? It'll be a lot more effective. Just no barrier. If one person has it, way easier to pass, right? So it's like the rate of inoculation, if it's higher, you will have worse symptoms if you get it that way. A mask, if you get it from somebody who's wearing a mask, you might be symptomless. So this is the reason why most people that had coronavirus didn't know it unless they got a test, or they had it was very mild symptoms. Now, President Trump said something that people thought was very idiotic, but it makes a lot of sense. However, in the macro message, I get it. So he said, someone questioned him, but what do you say about the increase of numbers? He was like, well, they keep testing. That's why there's more people. So just on the outside, you're like, why would you say that? You know what I'm saying? But he's right. People with no symptoms are getting tested. Everyone's getting tested, right? So the numbers are going up. So panic. You know what I mean? And the reality of it is most people that has had it, very mild symptoms, right? So, or no symptoms at all. So, listen, I don't want to wear a mask, but if I want to go into a business that requires a mask, I'm going to wear a mask. And people are saying, no, that's against my freedom and da-da-da-da-da. But I'm sure you don't want to wear a shirt sometimes. There's signs on doors that say, no shirt, no shoes, no service. No shirt and shoes is a natural state of being. Complain about that as well. People don't realize. There was a huge pushback. I was reading about this because maybe I was too young for this to remember when it was going on, but I was reading about it. There was the same kind of outrage over seatbelts when seatbelts became a law.
Oh, yeah.
People were like, man, fuck this. Then they calmed down. And when I was younger, I never wore a seatbelt. But I'm not going nowhere without a seatbelt now. You know what I'm saying? It's just
part of the culture.
It's part of it.
You're kind of a weirdo if you don't wear a seatbelt now.
Right.
I do remember being young and having people because it was at this point 15 years ago or more. people like wouldn't wear a seatbelt, and it was
Right.
kind of like cool. Now
Yeah.
it's not cool at all.
Yeah.
It was actually
It's not cool at all now.
I remember thinking, like, I had a friend that would, like, he actually bought a device to
Put it in there?
and I remember I was like, I
Oh,
stopped him one time.
yeah,
I was like, what is this? Like, you don't look cool. I promise you, you do not look cool because you haven't got a seatbelt on. All that's gonna happen is if we have an accident, you're flying through the window. I don't get the logic. It's never been cool to me.
Yeah,
it's never been cool.
Cars are very dangerous. You can fly through the window.
Yeah.
You know, so that is the culture, you know, and people getting used to things. So that's how I see this. But the mask is not going to be part of our culture. If it is, that's something I'm checking out of. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. You know, it's even people I know, they're pushing this oppression thing because they got to wear a mask. I'm like, but you don't have to wear a mask.
Yeah, you just don't have to go where people are.
You
that
just don't go.
require
Yeah,
one.
you can order things online. Like, there's really no argument against it, especially the fact that we do have a coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it's annoying. But there's a lot of things that's annoying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
paying taxes, abiding by laws you don't like in
it's
general.
it's part of a civilized society.
Yeah.
You know, so it is what it is. I do think that certain things was kind of. Here's the thing. The majority of people, you know, they're working their 9 to 5s. They're busy with their life, so that's why they're not researching things or thinking about certain things critically. But you know, I want to touch on certain things at certain times. I'm like, yo, nobody's telling y'all to work out, or we have this. All of these terms now. You can't say this, you can't say that. But reality is, most Americans are fat. It is what it is. Get in shape. Americans, y'all need to lose weight. That will, if you do get COVID and you're healthy, it's going to be easy. You cough it out. You know what I'm saying? But the people that were negatively affected were not healthy people, typically. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like that should have been talked about more. Working out, losing weight,
Do you keep touch with people, a lot of people or a few back home?
Oh, yeah.
How's the situation in the Pulse over there?
Yeah.
Say, how was what, sorry?
Like, how's the situation over there? What
In
are
UK.
they saying? Because
Right
it was more
at the
severe over there, I think.
Yeah, at one point it was.
Is
they
it more
had the
severe,
highest.
or the government is just being stricter?
Or both, yeah, I don't know. What are you hearing?
It got really bad over there
Yeah,
through
'cause-
lack of action, really. And one of the main things was the border. Like, they didn't close the border at all, so it was just like fully open.
It's kind of hard, right? Because you guys, there's a lot of access from everywhere over there.
Indeed, but that's a lot of places. Like they could have done it. It was needed at the time,
right?
Because of and especially when they did start to get a hold of things, and then had new strains come in. New strains wouldn't have come in if they had. Maybe it still would,
Right,
but
right.
not as quickly. And if they had, closed the borders, but they didn't. And they were very slow. They were reactive, instead of proactive the whole time. Like, that's all they've been doing.
That's weird because they're closer to it, than this part of the world.
Yeah.
Allegedly, I don't know. Now they're saying they may have came from California.
Oh, they did say
yeah,
that?
I seen a headline. Here's one thing I wish people would stop doing: stop placing blame. I seen a headline. The pandemic could have been avoided. Like, all right, guys, why? If so and so didn't do this or do that, you can't. Certain things, especially these a successful virus, you're not stopping.
One thing I will say on that though is, although you shouldn't be just dishing out blame, there is discussion that needs to be had about how each and every government in each country handled it. It needs to be done ASAP, not something that's put on a back burner for later, because this can happen again with something
Right.
else.
Yeah,
so
well, we need a legit protocol.
yes, indeed, yeah. But yeah. So it's not necessarily just placing blame for the sake of it, but a discussion does need to be had.
Right.
All countries, not together, but like each country saying, how did we handle this? What did we do wrong? Yeah.
See, that's the thing. The problem is, it won't be a productive conversation. It'll be you should have. Your administrator should have.
Depends if it's independent or not. If it's your independent organization in each country doing an investigation to how it was handled, then they're surely just going to come up with what went wrong and what could be done better,
Right.
rather than it be opposing governments. You know,
Yeah.
so in the UK, Conservatives and Labour, or here Democrats and Republicans going at each other about what you didn't do or what you did do. It
Right.
needs to be independent, saying, you know, what was done on what date, what could be done better next time, because it's going to be needed. Like, there should be protocols, 100%,
Yeah.
so that this doesn't happen. Well, it's going to happen again, but so it's
and we need people of every country. Now, I'm not going to say every country. I don't know how everybody's government is, but here, people really need to divorce themselves from these political teams, right? Because, like you said, let's say the CDC or the WHO is politicized now because a particular political leader don't like what you guys are doing. So now everybody that follows that brand, because it's brands, they don't trust that organization now. No organization is perfect. These things are too big to be perfect. You know what I mean? So so now it's like no one has credibility anymore. So who do we listen to? You know? So, and there's a lot of people, I think everyone in this room and our families or whatever, we can handle our own. We can fend for ourselves. We know what to do. But most people don't. And they don't have the wherewithal to figure it out or have resources to have. I mean, we got a buddy who has an actual product that he sells internationally that prevents you from getting COVID. You know what I mean? And he does very well. It's just that he's not big pharma, he's small pharma. And it's just you're boxed out when you don't have a few 30, 40 million to get on that list or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Here in this country. But nonetheless, a lot of people don't have access to these things. So we do need some authorities in place guiding people properly, because what's important is not the nuance that we know, but it's the macro message, the big message that the public is getting. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the majority of the people is they like, tell us what to do, you know? So anyway, shifting gears. All right, bro, you're killing it at life. You know, very successful. You know, we've had numerous conversations about weird conversations that you have with people and interacting. What bothers you? What grinds your gears when people are meeting you and assuming certain things about you?
Not to alienate my.
I ain't trying to be negative, but this is funny.
Yeah.
This is hilarious.
Not to alienate my audience, and you know, first before I even go off and say what that is, it's expected, so I get it, and it's actually fine. But it is kind of annoying when I meet new groups and they think the only thing that we can discuss is fitness.
Oh my God!
Like,
or you want to talk about?
Oh, I want to talk about fitness. Right. Yeah, like I don't know if it's assumed that, you know, you look a certain way, you must want to talk about fitness. You must want to tell me your routine, etc., etc. But I actually like meeting people, and I love conversation
about everything.
Like, I just love talking.
Yeah.
Like, so on the rally, that was one of the best things. Every night we spent talking to new people. Like, me and Shan made sure that we sat on a different table, interacting with different people. Even on the last day, we sat with the camera crew, and they were shocked. They were like, "Why are you sitting with us?"
Yeah.
You know, like we're just the camera crew. Had the best conversation,
right?
Biggest laughs. It was just amazing. I like talking to people about all sorts, but people assume that, you know, if they're talking to me, it has to be about fitness, and I'm going to be, I don't know,
enthused.
Enthused about it. You know, I'll listen, and if you do ask a question, I will try and advise you. But I promise you, there are plenty of things we can discuss where I can be even more animated than fitness, and that's nothing to do with. It's just, you know, I do fitness. I've been doing fitness all day long and for years. But
I think I saw a guy at one of the dinners. I think it was Santa Barbara. One of the gentlemen, one of the older guys, he was like, "All right, so, you know, do you ever do these like this?" like tricep extension. Do you ever do these? Like, does that hurt your elbows at all? Like,
elbows.
I just saw Sim, and I was just like, "I'm so sorry." You ever do this one? Or like, you know? And then I'm sure you get all the time. How much do you bench? Like,
all
you know
what?
Those. Yeah, all of that. I feel bad.
And I sigh inside.
Yeah.
Do you give funny answers? Or
no, you do. You do all the time.
I do.
I don't. No, I give legit.
I feel like Mike has a routine. He practices at home. He's like, all right, what else are they going to probably ask me? I want to be ready.
I mean, I'm
ready.
I get so many of them. I got them off the top of the dome, you know. And one thing I remember, this annoyed me, and I'm pretty chill. Like, no one's ever seen me perturbed, except for I was in the UK at Birmingham, and a guy he cut the line to try. I'm like, nah, bro. The line, maybe you didn't see it, but it's wrapped around there. He's like, oh. So he stepped back to wait for me to be done with this guy. And I'm like, yeah, it's not happening, bro. It's not okay. Like, these people are waiting. And he really felt the way about it. So I told him, I said, bro, you being rude. I'm not going to talk to you. It's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? He didn't like that.
Yeah.
And it got real weird for a hot second, you know?
What was his did he feel like he
was a brother, and he's a brother, and you know there ain't many brothers out there.
Yeah.
So he felt like
I can
since,
step
like,
like,
nah, bro, nah, brother. We gotta, you can't do that. That's not okay.
No, it's not.
People are people,
Yeah.
you know? But yeah, that happened. Another guy, I can't help it. Like, I'm like you, I love talking to people. So we're in Ohio, the Arnolds, and me and this guy's having a fucking long conversation. And the guy behind him, he got pissed.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
So you're in Ohio at an expo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry, bro, but you might get the same thing.
Yeah.
Just, but
I've had this.
I don't like
scenario.
cutting people off.
Same.
It's hard. You know, I guess I'm not the best expo guy because, if the conversation is dope, we riding. I don't like cutting it off.
Yeah.
He's also not the best expo guy because if he's mad, this is what he does. In the middle of your picture, he'll go like this.
Oh, yeah.
He'll just look the other way or look down.
Okay, I got a tactic. If y'all got fucked up pictures with Mike Rashid, there's a reason for that.
There's a reason.
There was something happened.
They'll do something that sometimes people do really odd things, or say weird things, and I'll just like look away, look somewhere random to make sure it's not a good picture. So
That's my favorite.
yeah, that's funny.
When people are annoying.
Oh, but when I'm mic'd, they be like, they be hilarious. They be laughing because I'm talking shit. They can hear me talking shit. You know what I'm saying? But fuck it, it's fun. It's fun.
Okay, so I got a question for both of you. What is your favorite expo that you've ever done? We'll let the Sim go first.
Well, I can't necessarily say it was the most favorite, but
Or maybe most memorable that jumps to mind right now.
the one that jumped to mind straight away is FIBO because it's the biggest, and I'm like thousands of people.
Yeah.
It's 3 days of just meeting thousands of people. It's just massive. But then at the same time, one I really enjoy is LA because I'm seeing people that like I've done the LA Fit Expo for years, and the thing is I did the LA Fit Expo as just someone attending. For like 2-3 years, me and Ulysses used to come down and just roam around, then eventually getting my own stand. So it's great when I see people come that show me pictures of every year.
Right.
You know, and it's like,
so cool.
and then they're congratulating me on my stand because they're like, I remember taking a picture with you as you're walking through. Now look at you, and then they're seeing your stand and stuff like that. So, LA Fit Expo is one that I really enjoy just for meeting the people and people that I see at the gym. It makes me. You see what you said about the queues. That's why I asked what was the guy's like. What made him feel he could do that? Because I've had it where people I know, that see me in the gym are in the queue. And then I'm like, oh no, come forward, you know,
right.
That's why I want to know what made this dude.
I don't know this guy,
you know. So that's LA Fit Expo is one of those, man.
That's a tough one, man. I've been to so many, but I think maybe the first time I went to Australia, a new country, new place, and it was an English-speaking country, so it's a different experience, right? And just to see people that look like us, but that are so different, because they were so nice.
I'm gonna ask a quick question.
Yeah.
Did they? You guys aren't gonna understand this. Any British people that understand it, that are watching, are gonna understand this. Did the Australians call you?
Yes.
A sick
cunt. Yep.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But that's what I was going to say. I was going to be polite. I wasn't going to say the C word. I was going to say a see you next Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They call me a sick cunt.
But yeah,
sick
did they
cunt,
call it like?
sick cunt,
I remember the first time I got there, I was like, what? Like.
But see, I got clarification before I went because I was already being called that.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, is this disrespectful? And they said in the UK it is.
Yeah.
But in Australia it's like that's a bad motherfucker.
But they don't put the sick on it over in the UK, do they?
It's not good in the UK.
No, but I'm saying they don't say a sick cunt. They just say just a cunt.
Yeah, and if they say it like it's the worst of the worst, like it's the worst. Like,
what would our version of that be in America? Something we can't say anymore.
I think that we don't say that here. We don't say that here.
Same,
no, but what's the equivalent? Nobody says. Cunt is a weird. We laugh. That's a weird word to say.
Yeah, but ladies get like enraged
But who
if someone
says
calls
that?
him that word.
I don't
In
even
the
know.
UK, it's literally probably at the top of the worst things you could say.
But I'm trying to figure out what is the American equivalent
I guess
to that.
slut.
To call a guy a slut?
No, I'm saying a girl because
But it's for anybody, right?
yes, for anyone.
yeah, but
Anybody
I'm saying,
can get it.
Yeah, I guess
So it's
just
got to
as
be
it
something
relates to
universal.
girls. I got nothing.
Bitch ass motherfucker. Like
Yeah.
bitch ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
But that doesn't. That's
They the same.
That's light, man.
Bitch, you a
That's
bitch.
That
light.
kind of makes me.
I think it's
smile
how you
when-
say it. It's like you a bitch ass motherfucker. Like how you say it. Well, get your bitch ass with your bitch ass. Like I don't know. Maybe we ain't that bad. I guess I thought we was bad, but maybe we ain't that vulgar.
But
we
no,
don't-
in Australia, yeah, it's
Yeah, it was
it's interesting.
So that was cool because it was people. So how did they say it? How are you? Like they were asked. So many people was asking me, "Oh, how you finding it?" or something like that. Like, how is it here? How are you enjoying yourself? I was like, this is nice. Like a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I like
Thanks for
being here with
asking.
y'all.
Yeah, because here in America, a lot of people they're trying to like they want something. Right? They're like, yo, so all right, I got this business, I got this. How do I do this? And they're asking questions that's like, bro, this is an interesting question for a line. You know what I'm saying? This is a 30, 45 minute type of question here. Or how can I be down with this or that? And it's just like, this is Australia, none of that. It was just people very fascinated.
I had a great time.
The UK as well.
Yeah.
They very kind and want to know about you. You know,
Yeah.
America, motherfuckers selfish. Like you know, they'll keep coming back for more pictures. I'm like, bro, you yesterday, right? You came yesterday, right? Twice. Okay, all right, sure. You know what I'm saying?
I think internationally they appreciate that you came.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
you know,
Yeah, it's a long way, man.
And there's
Freaking long
and
way,
in
Australia,
other countries there's
other
just
side of the world.
there's flat out less stimulus. There's less going on.
Yeah, we so used to it here that they just like
Crazy things are happening all the time here.
Yeah.
It's very exciting for them.
yeah.
But no, I do have to add that obviously whenever I do a UK expo like Body Power, I'm seeing like who my people, you know.
Right,
so it's
right.
like it feels good, feels
Yeah,
real good, you
yeah.
know. Like yeah, it feels good, man.
The energy is dope. My experience, the energy is real dope in other countries at expos. It's like a event. It's a fun event. Field trip vibes when we was a kid. That kind of feeling. In America, not so much. I used to feel like that at the Arnold's. That's kind of my favorite expo.
I thought you were going to say Arnold when I
Yeah,
asked the question.
because the Arnold's is it's like real people, like real ordinary people, not Arnold. I mean, Olympia, LA Fit Expo. I love them all, but it's like a bunch of wannabe influencers that's attending. That's what it feel like. Arnold's is like pure, normal, hardworking people that appreciate you being there, and they're like, man. And you know, there's nothing to do in the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? In that part of the world or the country. See, people like yourself, y'all come out here and think America's is dope. I'm like, nah, bro. It's more boring parts than dope. Yeah, y'all just come to the good parts.
Yeah. No, I'm aware.
But most of America is like, it's kind of boring out here. You know what I'm saying? But it's beauty in all of it, you know? I even thought about like going on a trip somewhere that I wouldn't normally go just to be bored.
What, in America?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, just to see if I can make, you know, an adventure out of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I can.
Yeah.
Commit a crime and, you know, get chased by the police.
Sim, I feel like you've been pretty much everywhere.
I've been a lot of places.
Is
yeah.
there anywhere you haven't been that you really have on your list?
I literally said to Shan yesterday, and when we say these things, we do them straight. Like so,
Right.
I said to Shan, I got back from walking Cody, and I said, Shan, would you want to go to see the F1 in Singapore? And every time I ask these questions, if she's like, yeah, let's do it, it could be, the only reason it's not going to happen now is because of COVID and flight restrictions. But had it not been for that, I would have booked it. You know, like, so I think we've put Singapore on the list.
When is the F1 in Singapore?
I think it's in October.
I think it's
So-
just going to be good by then.
Yeah, hopefully, because I'll go. Like a friend messaged me about it yesterday, and once I get an idea in my head,
Singapore is close to Indonesia? Or is it in Asia?
It's in Asia, yeah,
It's in Asia.
for sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
and it looks amazing. It looks absolutely amazing. So, yeah, whenever I get an idea to go somewhere, I normally follow through with it. But yeah, and I've been loads of places, man, and traveling is something I really enjoy. I've been blessed that, you know, the business that we're in like
You don't
is
have to be locked
worldwide.
in,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know. So everywhere, India, like Portugal, Australia, you know, Indonesia, everywhere, Philippines. I've been many places, and there's still a lot of places on the list. And it's I love traveling, love it. Yeah.
All right, so over the alleged lockdown, we talked about a lot of movies. 'Cause we're all movie guys.
Yeah, yeah.
What are you on right now? What's your
What am I on?
top 3 over the past year or so?
See, the worst thing about it is I could watch a movie. I could have watched the movie last night and I'll forget
Right.
what
Unless
it was.
it's brought up.
But once it's
I'm
brought
like
up,
that too.
I'll talk.
I'm like, what did I
Like,
watch?
I can't even.
I loved it.
But I've seen I've seen a lot,
Yeah.
but I can't recall any at this present
Okay,
moment.
okay. All
Like
right.
for some reason.
So I have to. So I was thinking about it the other night. My go-tos is still Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
I can't get
yeah,
tired of those
yeah,
movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I don't have nothing to watch,
I
those are my
joke
go-tos.
around with Shan and I've told you about this many times. We've both spoke about Interstellar,
Yeah.
and I always joke like if I'm flicking through and it goes on Interstellar, I'll be like, a couple more weeks, Shan, we're putting it on again, like that. Like
Right,
I can
right.
watch. Like, I just have to give myself little breaks between
Yeah.
how often I watch it.
Yeah.
But that's my movie. It takes me somewhere that puts me in a good mood. And then, like you, I do love Alien Covenant as well,
Right.
and Prometheus.
Yeah.
All the aliens, like,
Right.
and Shan's getting jarred of that now because I keep putting that on. I keep putting
Yeah.
that on. Like, I'll go back to
It's
Aliens
good.
1,
It's so
Aliens
good.
2.
Yeah.
'Cause Alien 1,
I need to go through. I have them all.
you still haven't seen.
I have them
1
all.
and 2 though.
I gotta watch them. I
And
want
they
to.
are.
So I watched
some of the best.
I watched just a chunk of it, and it was quality. I know it. So I'm gonna sit down. Sojourner Weaver.
Yeah.
She was solid. It was just good actors back then.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
solid people.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Brilliant.
And I feel like the
Brilliant.
casting for the new ones is the same. It's not the typical gorgeous model. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, they got the right
unrealistic.
people for the role.
Or like Matt McConaughey. I love him, but Interstellar. No, he wasn't. Was he Interstellar?
Yeah, he is.
I'm like, not him.
Oh, you don't think he's good for?
He is because
I like him just
he
in
is
general.
because
as
the
all of his
story was
movies.
so good.
No, it
But
was him.
he-
It was him. I disagree.
Okay, what about not him? All right, Clooney and Gravity. I was like, come on, guys.
I didn't enjoy Gravity.
Why are
that
you
much.
so?
Gravity was okay.
Why you have the hip, cool, witty astronaut guy? I don't. That's not. I follow astronaut Space Kelly and all the guys that was in the space station for like a year. They're nothing like these guys. They're not these guys.
I like
you know
Clooney
what I'm
though.
saying?
I like Clooney though.
I like him too, but not as an astronaut. He just don't. That's not him. So all right. So is the science fiction, is that your go-to genre?
100%. Love it.
Me
Love
too.
it. Star Trek,
It's
Star
just-
Wars.
It's just hard. Like when I tell people that, I gotta explain to them how complex these movies are. I'm like, it's not what you think, science. Because you think science fiction like The Return of the Blob. You know what I'm saying? This silly old school stuff. You know what I mean? But science fiction is so legit because it's real science in it now. And you this is interesting. Like if you watch any of y'all watch Black Mirror,
Seen all of it. Yeah.
this stuff is science fiction-esque, but it's actually happening. It's,
Of course.
it's technologies that we're
Slowly
we're
being
dealing with.
introduced.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's really interesting. What's your favorite episode of Black Mirror?
I enjoyed a lot of them, but the one with Daniel, black British dude
On the bike?
on the bike.
So
that was
good.
a great
It's
episode.
so good.
Yeah.
Do you see that one,
That was
Sean?
great.
I didn't see that one.
Okay, it was heavy. He's an exceptional actor.
He is. He is.
That one was so good.
Yeah.
Because all right, so the premise is I don't know why they're in this situation. Was it like a jail?
They didn't explain it. They didn't
All right.
explain it, but yeah.
So they have to, is weird, ride these bikes for these points,
credits.
right? And it's like America's Got Talent, like one of those kind of shows, but they live in this place, right? I don't think they can leave. It doesn't seem like they can leave, right?
Was this from the first season?
I don't know. It's all.
I don't know. I don't
Okay, it's
remember.
ringing a faint bell what you're
Okay.
saying, but I didn't watch the whole thing.
So like
Watch.
they have a big screen,
Yeah.
and then they're just cycling like in a room, and then when they go to their dorm, it's just a big screen and a bed. That's all they've got.
It's screens
Yeah.
surrounding them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they use their credits to buy stuff, to watch
Toothpaste,
stuff. Yeah,
porn.
yeah.
All kind of weird stuff. It's strange, but it's a very good story. I know it doesn't sound good. when
No,
we
it
explain
does.
but
They're
but
stuck here, right?
There's huh?
They're stuck in the place where they're at?
Yeah, but the conflict is heavy. you know, for the guy. What's his name? Daniel.
Daniel, that's the actor.
It's heavy for him, and you have to
What's
watch
the
it to see.
conflict?
He kind of falls for this girl, and everybody wants to get elevated. Think about slavery, right? You have house people who have to that work outside in the field, and then people in the house that get treated good food, all of that. They're all field hands, and they all want to get in the house. And the girl gets in the house, but very grimy ways. And you know what I'm saying? He's like, he cares for her, and he's like,
yeah, he's heartbroken.
and then his passion and his pain and his anger towards them, they're like, oh, this is good. We could monetize that. We could bottle it up. So he has to make a decision if he's going to sell out and be the chump. Like, all right, do your thing. Do your angry thing. Or not.
And he's like,
You just got to see
I
it.
didn't like the ending, though.
Huh?
I didn't like the ending.
I know. Don't tell him why. He's going to spoil it.
Yeah.
I know why you
I
didn't
gotta
like
watch
it.
it now.
I know why you didn't like it. I didn't like that part either.
Yeah.
But that's a good story, though. They pull it. If a movie piss you off, it's good.
Yeah.
You know?
a lot of the episodes I saw of the show, they were just so real. The
so
the
good.
concept, whatever it was, it didn't seem even not plausible. It seemed totally realistic to me.
Every one I enjoyed except for the very last one. The dudes they were avatars in a video game. The two friends,
Yeah,
two black
I
guys,
think I've seen that one.
and they turned in one who was a woman in the game.
Oh shit!
It was very strange.
But one of the ones I've just remembered a good one was with the contact lens where they could rewind stuff. That was cool, man. And that's not far fetched.
Nah,
it's not. A
nah,
lot of
it's
them
not.
weren't far
Not at
fetched,
all.
man.
It's
But
not.
yeah, no. It was,
think about.
yeah.
Think about. We live in a surveillance age. Like, I can see all the events of my house and around my house now. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's gonna be implanted in us at some point. That one was heavy. That's the thing. It's these people get put in these. I think it's a warning too, because we think we want this massive advancement of technology, right? But none of us are perfect.
No.
And we see every one of these people are getting caught up because they're human, but they have the most advanced tech. So everybody can see everything. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when you think about it, every episode, somebody's caught up because of the tech. And and they're human because they're human, and technology is such a. There's a reason why people shouldn't go through other people's phones. You know what I'm saying? It's like an intrusion in your mind. It's not okay. It's a very intrusive thing to do. So, according to Black Mirror and where technology is going, everybody's inside of everybody's phone if needed, especially authorities. So it's really interesting, and I think I'm gonna go back and start watching them all again because it's been a while, and really see the implications. See if that is a legit warning. See what we got to be careful.
There's lots
for.
of warnings in there.
Yeah,
And it does make you think maybe about the people that you would assume are like tinfoil hat people when they start panicking about, oh, I don't want the government says they're going to introduce something and they start panicking and you're thinking, well, it's not that big a deal.
right.
It all builds up to something else.
What do you think about Snowden and his revelations about the government? Are you familiar with his whole situation?
I think I am. Remind me.
So Eric Snowden, he used to work for the CIA.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yo, why are we surveilling normal people, right? So he decided to leak all of this information that the government's spying on people and all his other nefarious activities. And, you know, he had to go on a run. And he's in exile now. He's in Russia. And if America ever get him, they're going to put him away forever. But he's really he's legit like a hero, an American hero. But they're not playing with that shit. They call it, I think, espionage
Yeah.
and it's not.
He's never going to be able to come back to the
But I
country.
think you got to look at it in a way of each country has their secrets. If I am high up in the agency and I have you on a recruitment day, or I actually come and recruit you, I'm gonna expect things of you. I'm gonna put it there in a contract, and I'm gonna expect that you abide by it.
Right.
So, with that being said, you going against that, it's like, why did you join, kind of thing. Like, if I told you that that you're going to be seeing
Right.
government secrets,
Yeah.
that we need you to protect for this reason, you going against it.
Well, this is why he did, because he was all for it. he loved the country. He's a patriot. He gave a shot at being like in special forces in the military. Just physically, he wasn't that guy.
Yeah.
So how else can I be of service to my country? So he's a smart guy. Like, he's a very smart guy. So that was a way in. But he's seen the darker side. He didn't know about these things. So, and he felt compelled to because look, the public opinion on him is very positive from high up, you know? So, but it's the government, and the bureaucracy in the government is sickening, but it's necessary, you know? So it's not like, this is what's interesting. A good idea means nothing in the government, right? You can't just have let's say somebody comes up with this theory, this concept that 90% of people think would be beneficial for all Americans. Good luck getting that through the fucking ringer and passed and voted on and applied. You know what I'm saying? There's so much red tape everywhere, and the way that we're set up is good. I have to say it's good, but it's bad for nuance, because it's always opposing forces, checks and balances. So just because you're in a particular team and you present something that's beneficial, the other side, like, no, we don't like it.
Just because.
Shut it down because.
that makes sense.
Because it's not coming from the right team. So you should watch. So there's a documentary of him.
I've seen. I don't know if I've seen it. I've seen the the thumbnail.
You should
so
watch
I'll put
it. And watch the movie too. The movie is very accurate because it matches the documentary to a T. So it's kind of like watching the OJ movie and the actual documentary. Have you seen that stuff?
No.
OM.
I remember watching it as a kid.
You were so lucky.
The live trial.
Let me tell you how lucky you are, Sam.
It's good. Is this the one with John Travolta?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're lucky because you got to watch both, the reenactment and the actual trial. I've never seen a movie as good as that trial.
Oh wow. Yeah,
This shit happened. You like, what? You gotta think of the times, right? This was a couple years after Rodney King. You know Rodney King, right? So the racial tension was hot.
Sky high.
And OJ was a legend, a black man, but he don't associate himself with black people. He's not black according to him. He said, "I'm not black. I'm OJ. I'm different." And he was.
Oh yeah, that's right. Jay-Z turned it into the song.
He thought he was, right? And then the complexity, it wasn't just that he killed his wife and her boyfriend. The wife, I'm not going to say anything about her, but it wasn't clean cut, right? No pun intended, right? Because he killed her with a knife cut. Corny joke. You just have to watch it because it takes you through ups and downs, roller coasters, and OJ is dead ass wrong. I think he did the shit. He obviously did it. I don't see how they let him off. But it's wild. And then the aftermath too was wild.
What happened in the aftermath?
He thought he was good, and remember, he's not black. He's OJ.
Yeah.
But them white folks in Brentwood was like, "Nah, nigga, get your ass out of here." They ran him up out of there, bro.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And he's reduced to nothing. He's a scummy person now. It's wild what he's become.
From where he was.
That should not happen to imagine. All right, I'm gonna switch gears because this brings me to the Floyd Mayweather Logan Paul thing, right? You have Tiger Woods, you have Michael Jordan, you have the great Mike Tyson, the great Serena, the greats in sports, right? I have a problem with Floyd fighting Logan Paul because he's one of the greats, right? Now, doing an exhibition to make money, that's a normal thing. Ali did it. But the YouTube thing, Floyd, TBE, the best ever, he's coming down to YouTube world to fight the YouTubers. Their whole strategy is smutty and trolling and silly, right? Did you see the hat situation?
Saw clips of it.
Oh my God. They brought him so far out of his world to where he's chasing this guy. I never seen him that mad. And I'm like, bro,
really
this
made
is
no sense.
This is a bad look. I cannot see Michael Jordan in that situation. Somebody snatching his hat and playing with him, or Mike Tyson or any of the greats of any genre of sports. You're not supposed to be in that subjugated to that kind of treatment. And I just like, yo, Floyd, what's going on, buddy? You're making yourself. I think he's tarnishing his legacy for money.
Because typically something like this would be viewed as what it is, an exhibition, and you'd have like someone who's not so great or not so regarded doing
with a
the
normal
fight,
person
or you have two pros doing it. Like so,
Right.
for example, even like I don't think we feel the same about it for what happened with Mike Tyson and Roy Jones, because they're both older and not in their
What do you
prime.
feel about it?
About this fight?
No, Mike Tyson and Roy Jones.
I thought it was kind of cool, like the
I did
idea.
too.
The idea.
I liked it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't look at that like this.
Not at all.
Because now you have. It's so funny. The meme was, you have the guy who never lost against the guy who never won, because he hasn't won a fight and he's lost multiple times to KSI, to someone who's also not a
even
fighter.
good. Yeah.
So you're gonna fight the best, maybe the best defensive fighter ever, and the best fighter of our generation for sure. You're gonna fight him. So it's like, Floyd, why are you doing this? You know, of course it makes sense that he'd want to do it, that Logan would want to do it. It's great for him.
Logan wins out of this regardless.
But Floyd could fight anybody and get this money.
He could
No, not the same money. Probably that's probably the thing.
Well,
He could have promoted. I'm sure of it, but he could have promoted a fight like this and made more money. Promote a bunch of fights like this, hype that shit up, and make more money.
No, I think
Him?
Floyd would get as much money for fighting another legitimate boxer as he's done $100 million pay-per-views.
Of course.
he has to stay away from legitimate boxing.
Yeah, he doesn't want. Yeah, he may
he's
not
not the
want to do
same,
that.
yeah.
He's looking at this as easy money. I understand.
But it's making him. He looks terrible right now. Logan won that whole whatever that was. The
And
other day.
Jake probably made $1 million that day off the hats.
100%. Yeah, he's
see
doing
that,
merch.
Sam?
He has merch now.
He made a thing called Gotcha Hat.
Damn.
'Cause that's what he's having
Within
tickets at.
hours, bro. Hours. He had Gotcha Hat up on his website, tattooed it on himself, made a whole business out of it.
Winning. So yeah, I hate to see the guy in that situation, but he put himself there. What do you think about that?
Oh, I just see it from the business aspect, man. Like in terms of Logan and Jake must know what they're doing.
They
do. They might, like, you've got Logan fighting one of the best boxers, if not the best boxer in the world,
Right.
undefeated.
Yeah.
Like
He won.
We've
Jake-
lost. Like
Jake-
we've never won a
Logan
fight
won.
and had how many fights? How many fights has Logan had? 3 fights.
Not
Like
one
this
off-
is business.
Yeah.
Like, and they do have something in common, even if it's not the boxing. It's the money.
Right.
It's making money.
Yeah.
And so they can high five at the end of the fight and say, "Yep, we banked. Nice. Next."
Yeah.
But
And
see, I think it damages Floyd's reputation and his brand.
it really depends on the lens. You got to, whatever lens we put on it is how we're going to look at it, because it's something that came up the other day in a conversation I was having about like why we do what we do. And sometimes you lose sight of it because you get focused on all the things that go into it. But like at the core of it, for example, with Ambrosia, we're trying to make products that make people healthier, that let them live more fulfilling and higher levels of life, right? And stay healthier for longer. But sometimes on the day-to-day basis, we can lose sight of that if we're not careful and just start thinking like it's about inventory, it's about bottles, lids, labels, content. Like these are the pieces of it.
Right.
And if you're Floyd, if you're thinking about this as I'm not a boxer first, I'm an entertainer. And I think that is kind of the lens that he took on. Even when he was the best fighter in the world, he also made it entertaining. That's why he blew up. He put on a persona, he built up shows, and he made it into something big and special.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at it like, hey, I'm trying to be an entertainer, not necessarily a boxer that you want me to be.
Right.
I know I'm the best boxer, but also I'm the best entertainer. In that case, I guess it is what people want to see.
I agree. However, I seen ugliness out of him.
Yeah,
right?
which you don't
I
see.
seen a sense of
Petty.
desperation.
Yeah.
Of him really wanting to get to this guy and hurt, inflict pain. And I seen him get his buttons pushed is an understatement.
Yeah.
He got reprogrammed. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you look bad. What's going on here?
Yeah.
What is going on, right? We know, I mean, the hair stings, but it looked terrible. And him so angry, and the things that he was saying was so vile. I'm like, bro, this is not a good look. Don't get mad. Be like, oh, this kid took my hat. He can have it. Matter of fact, send him a care package or some TNT apparel.
Right, he needs it.
We'll sign you.
Yeah.
Play the game, bro. You really mad at a kid that grabbed your hat and ran. and you trying to get the goons on him.
He's used to being the cooler, funnier, more witty guy.
The troll.
Yeah, and now he's come up against some real trolls.
Everybody, look, they're doing. Connor did it. Now these guys, they're using his tactics against him.
Yeah,
because this is what he did to De La Hoya.
Yeah,
De La Hoya was so angry at Floyd was dancing behind him.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Floyd came to the ring with the Mexican outfits on. He really trolled him, and he won. He got him.
Yep.
Now they're doing it to him.
2007.
Poor Floyd. Do you like Floyd as a guy, or?
This is what I was going to say this, but it was like I don't really. This is why I only looked at it from that perspective. I don't follow boxing. I don't follow his persona. I don't follow anything in that regard. And I'm not the biggest boxing fan.
Right.
I watch boxing. I watch the big fights.
Yeah.
So I don't actually care that much.
Right.
But if you care for boxing, I can understand why you would be like, what the hell is going on? Please don't do this to boxing kind of thing. But for me personally, it's...
Yeah. See, I don't care. I don't look at it as to boxing, but I like great people. Like I'm a fan of excellence. And I think that this is something that's going to knock him off of that excellent box because, listen, it ain't just about the entertainment or the boxing. Everybody see everybody's lives now. We have a deeper look now, and he's not. I can't defend him. You know what I'm saying? Like public opinion kind of matters. People hated Muhammad Ali until he was older, right? They hated him for very heavy reasons, though, and he was vindicated because he was right for his stance. People hate Floyd for silly because it's his personality. Nothing important, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not like he's taking a stand against anything.
Yeah.
You know, he's a ridiculous person sometimes. You know, I watching him on. I don't know. He's doing this financial literacy. Expo, and they asked him a question about investing in business. He started bragging about his record and the things he's done in boxing. I'm like, did you hear the question? Like, can y'all run that back and ask him again? Redirect him? And I feel like in these people that this was, I think, at either Grant Cardone's or what's the other guy, the marketer, the skinny white dude?
Ty.
Who?
Ty Lopez?
Nah. I talked about him the other day that we was going to connect with him about something.
Gary?
Nah. Anyway. And I'm like, I know who you're talking about. They don't value your intellect or your expertise on business because you're not talking about it. It's like they're using you for your cultural relevance, right? They don't relate to the culture. Grant Cardone doesn't relate to the culture. But he's using you for a couple dollars, and there's no way that they're listening to him talk. And like, yo, this guy is breaking it down because it was wild what he was saying. I'm like, yo, he need a fucking coach, a speech coach, or you know what I mean? It was just about boxing. It's like, bro, they're not talking about that. I guess he's just looking bad, and I do care about boxing. And him, to an extent, I don't know him, but fuck, he's making himself look bad. You know what I mean? He's acting like a punch-drunk guy, and he's not punch-drunk, not punchy, you know? Yeah, well, whatever. Who am I? What do I care?
So things are getting back to normal now. They're slowly are reverting back as more people are vaccinated. Fear is decreasing, and things are starting to open back up, including out here. What's on the list for you, Sim? What is it what's your objectives as this year continues to unfold? What's next for you?
The traveling. Like I said, I want to travel again. I want to go back to the UK to visit. It's been over a year and a half that I haven't been back to the UK. And it's the reasons being because of the quarantine. I don't want to quarantine for 10 days and have to stay in a hotel. Therefore, I'm going to wait until there is no quarantine and then I'll fly back. Just looking forward to traveling, man, and visiting the UK, visiting family and friends. My good friends I haven't seen for freaking time, so, yeah.
Are they able to come out here? Oh, when they go back, they'll probably have to quarantine.
Yes, yeah. No one wants to do that, so, yeah.
I mean, it turns like if they were going to come for a week, it turns it into a 2 to 3 week thing because they got to quarantine and go back.
Yeah.
And people can't afford to do that.
Yeah.
It's like too long.
I know I got a couple friends that's come out from Canada, go back, quarantine, and get tired of it and stop, and they're fine.
They stop quarantining?
Yeah, they just leave because they're at home, and I guess they can't track everybody.
Yeah.
You know, they're lucky.
I guess that in Canada it does depend on where you are, which province, how serious
Right.
they take it.
Right.
Because Arpy, my fiance, is like her mom came and went home. They called on the first day, like the third day, and the last day. They called the landline.
Right.
And if you didn't answer, they come and you get. It was a ridiculous fine, like
Like how
multiple
much?
thousands.
And
if you're not at
do
home.
they extend it, the quarantine time?
I'm not aware of that. I don't know.
Because
if
I
they
just
do.
pay that fine. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
first
think-
day. Here.
It's a nice fine.
Yeah,
though.
it's hefty.
In the UK, it's £10,000,
Yeah.
which is about $14,000.
So what if you don't pay it? What happens if you don't pay it? What do they do?
They'll probably seize your income. If they have to, they'll put a judgment out and take your income right from your bank account.
I can't see that, man.
It's not $150 or $200. Like in the UK, it's $10,000. That's $14,000.
I was like, my name is Jerry Norton.
Jerry Norton.
I'll sign an IOU. Yeah, I feel you because I'm not sitting still for
can't do that.
no thanks. Yeah, that's not the vibe. So
I think we should plan something with us because one of my favorite parts of the rally was the driving school.
That was freaking dope. That was
so
dope.
like we have the Porsche one up here, and it's not like that's that far away. Thermal.
Yeah.
We could do
that.
we could do a more in depth BMW
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
One of those two, we got to do it. I want in on that.
Yeah.
I feel like T's standing up. He wants to do it. T popped up.
No, do you know what? Let's do that. That sounds
Let's
good.
book that.
Sounds
Let's book
fun.
that.
I'm down.
All of us go
I'm
down.
Because it was so fun. I'm not sure how I've never done anything like that, so I don't know how
Right.
other experiences are, but it was so cool jumping in and out of the cars. They're showing you things, coaching you through stuff.
what are they teaching exactly?
Everything. Like different, there's like those 5-6 activities.
Yeah.
And just give you an example, there was one activity where you're racing. So me and Sean weren't in the same group, but if we were, it could be him in a Mini Cooper, me in a Mini Cooper. We are lined up like this, and there's a cone, not too far ahead. How far would you say it was ahead?
Like 50 yards, maybe.
50 yards.
Yeah.
And basically, you want to accelerate hard as you can, handbrake turn around that cone, race back, and brake within a certain distance.
that's dope.
It was so
It
fun.
was more than
Was the
dope.
Coopers dope to drive?
Yes.
Yeah.
They
For
were,
this,
right?
for this they were because they're tight, they turn tight,
Yeah.
Right.
and you don't get up that fast. You only get up to maybe 50 miles an hour,
Yeah.
Each time,
but
right.
you slam on the.
You
And they're
slam
telling
it.
you the guys, all the people are race car drivers that are
Right.
teaching you, so they're legit.
Yeah.
The only parallel I have to this is someone out there who likes working out. Like I like driving.
Right.
I'm not a professional.
Right.
There's people out there who like working out, but they're not professionals.
Right.
If they were to come train with you, they're gonna learn things. They're gonna
I got
see.
you.
You're gonna help
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
understand what their body's capable of. That's
Right,
one
right,
of your
right,
gifts. You're like
right.
you like I've heard you say, and you watch. You're like you could do more. I can see
Yeah.
that there's more left in the tank for
Right,
you.
right.
The drivers are like they're like, listen, these aren't your brakes.
Yeah.
Don't baby them.
Yeah.
It's funny
Like-
he says that because that's what I remember from
Yeah.
the whole day. They just kept saying, "These aren't your brakes. This isn't your car.
They're not your tires.
They're not your
Mash it.
tires. That's it. They're
Yeah,
not your tires.
mash it.
That's
yeah.
dope. That's
So they would
dope.
tell you, they'd be like harder on the brake, harder on, or ease off the wheel, whatever it is that you
Right.
needed to do, just coaching you up. And so, that was one thing. There was the most annoying thing was they put us on this polished concrete track,
Yeah, that annoyed
and they
me
have
too.
you like drifting around and
In a
you-
race.
Yeah, and you can't. And if you give it any bit too much gas, you spin out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I spun out immediately. I want to say immediately. It was like, go.
Two spin outs was a DQ. You got disqualified.
Okay.
So Simeon got disqualified.
Yeah, immediately. I spat her out. But that wasn't my favorite course. In fact, that was my least favorite course.
That was the worst one.
Yeah, but then there was like a little mini race where it was like to complete the whole circuit on a slow time, it would take 30 seconds. And it was in an M2
That's a slow time.
in a slow time. That's I'm just trying to give you a perspective of
Right,
how
right.
short this course was.
Okay.
So it was full on. Like as soon as they say go, you're full on and you're spinning round each corner, you're braking hard, and then you have to brake within a box.
Right.
I love that. That was, and the funny thing is, I didn't think I was going to do well. So I remember there was at least 5 cars before my car. And my partner had already gone because you're in groups, and he did really well. And I was thinking, I'm gonna suck at this, man. Like I'm gonna be bad.
Right.
And for some reason, my partner got a time of 28 something
Right.
on his best time. So you got 3 laps. You got the test lap, which is just not counted, and then you got your 2 laps to try and get your best time. So let's just say he got 28 something on his best time. I did my practice lap, and I swear I don't know what it was, like autopilot. As soon as he said go, I was just, oh shit! I hit 20. I hit his time. On my practice lap.
Wow.
So I was like, yo, I got this.
Right.
I was like, okay, I can do this. So yeah, and then eventually they didn't give us the time of each group, but I know that my time, I got 27:10.
Damn.
Yeah, like 27:10. I think I got the highest in my group.
I think I got 28. Yeah,
Okay.
20. Because I got something that was 27, but I missed the box.
Okay.
Because that was the thing. You had to
to break
time
it,
your
yeah.
break because the box was maybe the 2 car lengths.
Yeah.
Right.
And if any part of your car was any bit outside of it, they added 2 seconds on, and that fucked you.
Or if any wasn't in, like at the back, 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Point. I actually on my first lap, I did a great time. I don't remember what it was, but I had my 2 seconds added because I was out of it. But then I mastered it, and on my last lap is when I smashed that.
So long story short is the only way I could see that experience being better is if the group was smaller.
Yeah.
Because like for example,
So
me and Sim was split
Or
up.
if you're with your friends, because remember.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. If we were in a tighter group
Yeah,
to where
yeah.
we weren't spread out, it was just us, like
Yeah.
just our people,
Yeah.
and we were doing it with our group of drivers.
Right.
That would be because then every person who's going, you would care about what, because like if other people was going and I don't know them, I don't care what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right.
But if I had a chance to watch what he was doing or you were doing, it would be much more exciting for me
Right,
to see
right.
how you did
Nah,
it,
yeah,
and then see how I could do.
Yeah, I
a little
get
bit of
that.
friendly
It'd be really
competition
fun.
as well.
I get that.
You know?
Porsche is close. It's not even 20 minutes away.
Oh, let's
up
do
to
that.
405.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
So Sim, look, man, you know, you're my friend, you're my boy.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of respect for you, bro. I think you're a solid human being, you know, classy guy, and savage in the gym. Savage at business too. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. I love when people like live life. Like because life can walk over people, you know, and that's unfortunate. But like there's certain people in this world that like, nah, I'm gonna control the fuck out of this. I'm gonna make this my bitch. You know what I'm saying? And you've done some excellent things in your life. I don't know if you realize how blessed you are, but it's based on your decisions and your actions, you know? So I just want to give flowers, give roses while you're
appreciate
still here, bro. You know, you're an exceptional person. Whenever people bring you up, I'm like, yep, this is the dopest guy you'll meet. You know what I'm saying? I mean, both of y'all are fucking exceptional people. Y'all my guys. I'm very lucky to have friends like y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I'm feeling all sentimental right now.
No,
but
it's funny because you know me well now.
Yeah.
And I'm the kind of person that I don't make friends quickly.
Right.
It takes a while.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't necessarily need friends, if that makes sense.
I got you, yeah.
Like, so my small group that I already have, that's it. And I'm not quick to add to that group.
Right.
But obviously you've been added from time, and I'm adding Sean,
Right.
and I'm so glad we got to spend time at the rally, you know, because obviously you have we'll go to dinners, might meet here and there, but when you're spending that much time, it's like, yeah, no, I do like this guy, man.
Right,
like this,
right.
And it's nice. It's just nice. And Arpy, like, I'm Arpy's biggest fan now, man.
Yeah.
I swear to you, like, seriously,
After me,
man.
after
she
me.
makes my day. She just so funny,
Right.
and just brings energy.
It's a
And I
pleasure
love
to be
that.
around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pleasure to be
Yeah.
around. You know, so yeah, no,
That's
I
why
had a
I'm
great time
marrying
at
her.
the rally.
Yeah.
That's real.
You know, so yeah, no, it's good to be around good people, man. So obviously,
That's what I encourage everyone to do, right?
Yeah.
Is to find the people that you like to be around, and if you create value together, that's great. But if you could just support each other and learn
Right.
from each other and lift each other up,
Yeah, man.
that's great too.
So like we see each other and talk all the time, but we're all busy. You're busy, I'm busy.
yeah.
But I make sure I'm like, let me text him.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
up, bro?
Yeah,
I ain't got nothing
same,
to talk
yeah.
about. What's up?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I never want to like, and I have other friends, people that I really respect, like different places, different states. I just can't keep up with everybody. You know what I mean? But I'm not letting that happen. I'm not letting that distance of time go by with people I care about, you know, because for me, I can't speak for everybody, but life is about meaningful, dope-ass relationships.
Definitely.
Connections.
Definitely.
It's not money. It's not things. It's about, like, dope conversations and memories, you know? And, like, one of my fondest memories is when this no lie, when we was, it was a lot, but when we were in Vegas for your wife's party,
Yeah.
and you smashed me, I'm smashed, and neither one of us ever seemed smashed. You know what I'm saying? But we're both smashed. And you pulled me out to the side. You remember you pulled me to the pool? Like, look, man, you told me about the supplement stuff or, you know, or the ebook stuff or whatever, man. Doing that shit. Like, I'm like, nigga, like, come here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because I like to, like, you know, I've spoken to countless of people because I've been doing like the YouTube and stuff so early, and I tapped into the business side of fitness very early. Like, a lot of people don't realize it, but a lot of people do. So a lot of people have asked me questions before, and I'm talking to them till I'm blue in the face because I'm passionate about it. And the next year they asked me the same shit in the same position. And I'm like, you wasting my time. But when somebody does it, but somebody I care about and they, like you, murdering the shit, I'm like, yo, that's my boy, right? That's my, you know, that's my boy, right? You know what I'm saying? So I guess it was such a fun weekend. We all had so much fun. Yeah. And, you know, I was like, because your personality is very reserved. You know what I'm saying? So you let your hair down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Shan was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? She's a savage. That's my dog. I love Shan's death. You know? So, like, the whole crew is dope, man. And I feel blessed to have friends like y'all, you know, and we can all do business at times or whatever, anything together. And, you know, the moral of the story for everybody listen, cherish relationships. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all we got. Like, money comes and goes, and money is not unique. You know, you can be making all the money in the world wherever, working a job you don't even give a fuck about. You know what I'm saying? But if you have those friends and those dope connections, even family members that you really love, stay connected and talk to them. You know, check on them, check on your people. Big Rob is somebody that he hits me. Him and Jay Cutler, they both will hit me just random, like, what's up, bro? Big Rob, like, what's up, bro? You good? Just checking on you. And Jay Cutler, hey, Mikey. Just checking on you. All right? Okay. You're killing it. That feels good. You know what I'm saying?
He told me to say what's up to you this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, he goes, you tell Mikey I said hi.
Mikey. He always goes to Mikey. That's what's up. So, yeah, that's a vibe. But now I just wanted to, you know, express that to you on the podcast. You know, people know, they know what's up, but I'm just reiterating that. This will make a dope clip you could post. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And RP got her clip too. Yep. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up.
She's gonna be like, this is gonna be her coming out party.
Right.
I told you guys.
Yeah.
I told you. You see him? That's
Money
my
bags.
fan. Yeah.
My fan. How many followers he got?
Yeah.
And he follows me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Best TikToks ever.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Man, y'all gotta follow her TikTok. What's her TikTok? Cause she
I think it's CISO.
She's going ham on it.
Yeah.
She's
going ham on it,
viral
man.
after viral.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'll post something on TikTok and get 100 views. People be like, oh, this okay. Little 2 comments.
Would you just drop in every like 3 months, one video?
I'm not that cool.
She studies the trends.
You do any TikTok?
I haven't done one. No, I've done 1 or 2. I still don't even know how to use the app properly.
Yeah, me either.
She knows everything.
Ulysses kills it.
Yeah, I don't follow anyone.
He's very consistent on it. Yeah, I follow a bunch of people. I just don't know how to use it. It's just too many apps, too many platforms.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
that's when you know you've aged out.
But see,
when you can't do it.
I think if you know, I gotta research, study all of this stuff for the movie, and I gotta read. Like, I'm reading in the sauna. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be having to find time to like get my reading in. So I don't.
But I feel like that's what happened with our parents at some point. They're like, okay, I could do email. No, Facebook, I'm not doing it. It's too much.
They all like Facebook though.
Now, now because they figured it out.
Right,
eventually.
right.
That's gonna be us with TikTok in about 5 years.
Funny. I remember that they liked Facebook more than we do. Like,
now they do.
That's an older.
Now they do for sure.
Cause they be my parents be asking me about shit on Facebook. I'm like, I haven't seen. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just for business.
Are you
it's
looped
for
into
ads.
this? Yeah.
Just ads. They're like, no, you're always on there. I'm like, no, it's not me.
It's not me.
It's not me. That's an ad, Mom. That's an ad.
Gosh.
You know what I'm saying?
My mom be on the stories now with Instagram. When we talk, she references back to weeks ago from a story.
That's crazy.
She'd be like, I know you were doing so and so, and I was like, how did you know that? We didn't talk. She's like, I saw it on the story. Yeah.
Yo, I be getting in trouble because my dad don't have an Instagram. Allegedly.
But he does.
Yes, he sees everything on Instagram. hey man, why I gotta find out from the internet that you got this and did this, and you barely telling me now? I'm like, Pop, what do you? Why? How do you know this? You know what I'm saying? Where are you getting this information from? You know what I'm saying?
He just don't want to follow you.
Yo, my dad is so funny. I remember when the internet started. That sounds weird, but yeah, I live in a time when the internet started, for me at least. And my dad would like, all right, I gotta go on Yahoo for whatever website. He would type like, say Yahoo.com, www.yahoo.com in the search. I'm like, Pop,
Why are you doing
that's
that?
not.
Yeah.
You got to put it up here. You're making 3 steps. For one, don't listen. I know how to find it like this, so leave me alone. I'm like, that's a point. That's a valid point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he does a talk to text to me, and I'm like, bro, what are you saying, Pop? I said, Pop, it'd be easier to just type it. This is easier. This is quicker.
Is it a voice memo or he does voice text?
Voice text.
So it
talk and it writes it out. He
Yeah.
got a heavy New York accent.
Right.
Is not picking it up properly.
Yeah.
Even when I know what he's trying to say, I act like I don't know. Like, Pop, I don't know what this means. Such an asshole.
Mike is a low key grammar and spelling Nazi on text.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because there'll be times where I will send a text and I know he knows what I meant, but he's like, I don't understand.
Correct it.
No. All right, so I do be on some shit, but I really don't understand it sometimes.
I
What
see
you're
it,
saying.
and I always am like, I
Do
don't
you know
know,
what's ironic?
I don't know
though?
if he's trolling me.
It's
or
funny
not.
because he actually does the talk to text.
Yeah,
don't you?
he does.
Because
Yeah.
I bet when we were at the gym, it was like, you
Yeah.
do the talk
Yeah,
to
that's his
text.
thing.
Yeah, so maybe.
That actually made me start doing it a little bit.
Yeah.
But now I know. Take that back. I just do the voice message.
Voice-
I
yeah,
used to hate
record.
when people would do that to me.
Yeah.
But now I'm doing it.
See, I hate that
Oh,
because
voice notes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I hate
the
that.
reason I hate it is because I gotta actually play it out loud.
Right.
And the
It's-
thing is, like, maybe it's not appropriate.
I'm always in a car,
Yeah.
people in the car, and I don't know what you're saying.
And I like to see it written out so I can.
It's there.
Read
It's
the
documented.
note.
Yeah.
While we're on the subject of messaging and that, I want to put it on record now. I was going to do it on a post, and I want to put it on record. Nobody give me an unsolicited FaceTime call.
Oh my God.
I am not
Oh my
answering.
God.
I promise you. The only person I would have answered is my mum. My mum's passed away now. Chanel, that's it. If you're not on that list, I'm not answering your FaceTime.
Right.
I'm going to text you immediately after. What's
what's
good?
up?
Like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not. I hate them.
All right, now I hate them for people outside of my circle.
But that's the thing. I've got close friends that are doing it, and I have to just look at the phone.
Yeah.
And then wait for it to stop, and I'm like, yo.
I don't mind it. I used to hate it from everybody, but me and my girl do it so much. I think it's
different.
cool now. It's cool. Like
That's
fuck it.
different. That's different. Like that's different. Chanel can FaceTime me at 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning. It doesn't
Right.
matter. Anytime. And I do the same to her. And
Yeah.
the funny thing is, she doesn't like when I FaceTime her because like the only time I FaceTime her is when I'm in another country.
Right.
And I don't check the time. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, it
just
doesn't matter.
folding.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's like it's pitch black.
Right.
It's like 2 in the morning. She's like, yeah, Sim, like why are you like that? But like for me, I will do it, and I don't mind it from her.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't want anyone else FaceTiming me, man.
I want to shout out to my baby bro Reed out in L.A. This dude, he young cat, savage in the beast, and savage in the gym, but he's just living his best life right now. So I get the random FaceTimes, 1 in the morning. Big bro, man, life is good. Life is good. He fucked up, smashed. You know what I'm saying?
He's like-
Bunch of girls
he's
with
drunk
him.
dialing?
You know how back in the day when you used to,
I know exactly.
you just want everybody to know, like, yo,
You
I
just wanna
like, I
call
love,
everyone?
yeah,
Like,
like, bro,
call right now.
legendary night. It's legendary right
Yeah.
now. It should be funny. I answer if I'm up. I'm like, bro, you funny as fuck, bro. You know what I'm
I
saying?
get that. Imagine that feeling. Like it's such a good feeling. You're just so
is.
happy in the
I gotta
moment.
call my
You
bro.
got to
Yeah,
tell
you gotta
people.
tell someone.
You got to call people.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, yo, it was. I remember those days, bro, when it was like, yo, bro, last night it was a movie.
Yeah.
It was a movie.
Yep.
Nah, bro, you just drunk. Everybody's drunk.
Everything
You
was
got a good buzz.
normal.
It was a good buzz, good music. That was it. But look, ain't nothing wrong with it in moderation. I'm in need of that right now. So I haven't done that since my birthday, and it was dope. But the table at dinner was too big
Yeah.
for everybody to, you know what I'm saying?
Well, the guest list tripled. from the initial guest
You already
list.
know it's gonna happen. though.
Yeah.
I can't help that.
But
And
that was the- but that was
I
the
don't-
only-
You
that
know
was
what?
why.
And I don't even mind that. Like,
Yeah.
listen, because when I get like, all right, it's a lot at 15. I'm like 25.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's I love people. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be nobody I don't like. You know what I'm
But
saying?
I'm thinking maybe the vibe is that it's not a table. It's got to be like an area
Yeah.
with like a lot
Or
of tables.
or eat early and then go hang out somewhere. Airbnb vibes.
Right.
We got to start exploring Airbnb vibes for a birthday or something, because that way you can control the environment and everybody can just hang out, talk, jump in the pool, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I've never done that for like, I've been to other people's thing, and I would hate it because I don't know their people and I don't like everybody. You know what I'm saying? But to do our own type of setup would be dope.
Yeah.
With the crew. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no limitations. Get a chef, bomb food. Yeah, no alcohol or drugs, none of that. No profanity,
Yeah, no profanity.
no profanity or alcohol.
Music has to be below 30 decibels.
Right.
Low.
And on a station, a radio, a friendly, top 30 station.
Yeah, pop.
Yo, I hate top 30 music. If a song that I like gets put in a top 30 thing, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. And I also have a pet peeve. I need to know y'all pet peeves. When music is not, when it's like, all right, low when you're talking, like, all right, but when it's just medium, I don't care what it is. Crank that shit or turn it off. Yeah, I hate.
I feel like he's
It's
calling
annoying.
me out on podcasts right now. On air live.
Why is this ringing a
I'm the
bell,
number
man?
one perpetrator of
This is
that.
ringing a bell.
It's okay. It just bothers me. It bothers me.
You put me on like that on air. I don't know why I do that.
Yeah.
I just don't. It's not. It doesn't become a priority. But then I try and actually, whenever Mike's around, I'm like, oh shit, let me turn it up a couple notches.
Sim, I be coming in here, I be like,
Yeah.
what are y'all? What kind of oppressive slave labor you got going on in here right now? I be like, y'all all right?
Blink twice if he's hurting you.
Right.
Oh gosh, because it's too like it's not.
Bro, yeah.
Yeah,
It is-
Low. It'll be low.
Turn it off or crank that shit.
Yep.
And you had like some Miami mix the other day, reggaeton. I'm looking at who's in here. Who listens? Cause Miami, I had to play that in the gym.
This is funny.
Yeah.
Who was that for?
I think it's for Zaid.
Oh, okay. Zaid has a very eclectic taste of music.
He does. Yeah.
Yeah. Very robust palette of musical taste. What's your pet peeve, son?
I don't know, man. Like, can't think.
You have a gym pet peeve?
Just the regular shit, man. Put your weights away, man.
Yeah.
Put your weights
It's
away.
so-
It's not
I
a
think
big
it's so-
deal.
it's so- it's
I
very rude.
with all the plates that I've stacked on, will take the friggin' 5 minutes it takes to walk around the gym, putting my 45s away, and then someone with just one plate or two plate can't even put your weights away.
It's
I
very
find it
rude.
disrespectful.
Very rude.
Yeah.
Very rude. What about you, Sean? In or out the gym, it don't matter.
It's tough. I think consideration, just in general, like when something or someone is not considerate of like the other people around and what they might need to, I try and keep that top of mind. It's like to be considerate, because when people aren't, I'm just like, it would have taken very little effort for you to do this a little bit different.
Right.
So when I drop the ball on that, it's like a big deal to me to try and rectify that.
It's so funny.
Because no
like-
one's perfect, of
Right,
course.
right. When we spend so much time together, every now and then we bump heads. But it's not even like that. We don't bump heads. But it's like, hey, why did this? And when it's me complaining to him, he'd be like, my bad. And I'm like,
I wouldn't
argue with me. Argue. Yeah. Tell me to shut up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay.
The feelings of
diffuse
people, the feelings of people around me is so important. Like,
Yo.
I want them to be so happy. I want them
Yeah.
to like have what they need to feel like that I'm contributing positively to that. Because I if anyone's around me, it's because I feel that way about them. Otherwise, they are not around me.
Yeah, and he's so accurate about that. Like, really caring about how people feel, you know what I'm saying? And they're happy and all of that stuff. So, UT, like, because I always ask people like, yo, tell me if I'm fucking up. If I say something crazy or do whatever, I need to know. I can only see things from my viewpoint. And both of them was like, yeah, you be kind of like, you kind of angry, it seems like, and it kind of throws the mood off. I'm like, huh, really? That devastates me, because I don't ever want to make people feel uncomfortable. And in my head, I don't even see it, right? But when I reflect, I'm like, okay. And I'm going to tell you something. You notice things been different for me, right? Mm-hmm. This is no lie, T. The sauna, I'm back on the sauna.
Oh, shit,
I haven't had the sauna for a year, and I've really been thrown off. Yeah. Like, even my training has been shitty for a whole year.
Yeah.
The sauna's back open.
What does it do for you? Is it like it gives you time to think or time to clear your head? Which is it?
So, no, because I can't really meditate in there because I'm suffering. It's but I think, okay, so I was listening to Dr. Rhonda Patrick. Shout out to her. I'm a huge fan of she's a legit scientist, and her methods of, I guess, living an optimal life, I'm in alignment with. And one of them is sauna, right? And she breaks down the science of it. And basically, I forget the chemical that our brain produces when we're under duress, right? So
Cortisol.
No, it's not that. It's something different. I think I wrote it down. I put it in my notes. Let me see. But this particular, it's the antithesis of serotonin, right? It's the opposite of serotonin. It tries
epinephrine or norepinephrine?
Nah, it's none of the things that you've heard of. It sounds fake, right? Okay, I got it right here. Sauna. I try to search it with sauna, but I put my sauna weight in here all the time. Anyway, I should have put her name so I could find it, because the name of this is interesting. So it's the opposite of serotonin, but it's a thing. It's something tonin too. It sounds like serotonin. So you produce that. It wants to cool you off, but it also wants to get you out of whatever suffering you're doing. It's like, yo, get out of this, because it's fight or flight, right? So, and what it does is, whenever you do something that will induce serotonin, hug somebody, a joke, music, it makes you appreciate it. That the more of this antithesis you produce, the heavier the serotonin dump is. You just feel better, and I think that's all it is. And it also does, it gives a legitimate cardiovascular response, like as if you're doing cardio. What is it, 12 minutes?
In the sauna?
Yeah. 12 minutes, and we do like 18, 20 minutes, right? It's hard, but it just makes me feel better, bro. So it sets up my day perfect.
There was a time when I would do 20 minutes, sometimes a little more, cardio post-workout. When we got on our sauna routine, it kind of fucked all that up, because we would finish training and he would go to do the sauna. If I would do cardio, then we wouldn't be in the sauna.
Yeah,
and that was like our best conversation time. Yeah. And we had like a whole squad that would be in there. Like, just
it was fun.
It was just people that normally train at the same time. And we would all be in there. It was like, what's going on? We would listen. People always hop in our conversations, because Mike would just start talking about something off the wall, and people would just start contributing. Yeah. They'd be like, well, what about this?
And people was timing us to see when we going.
Yeah. I had to stop, and I like to maintain a good, healthy body fat percentage, and I like to be cardiovascularly healthy. I don't want to be out of breath doing normal shit ever. So I stopped doing cardio, started doing sauna. My body fat stayed the same.
Oh, okay.
So it literally mimic the effects of doing a low intensity cardio session without having to actually wear on my joints or having to be on the cardio machine. That's not
anecdotal. That's what the scientists say.
Okay.
Yeah. And I, just for the shits and giggles, I weigh myself before and after, and very consistently I lose a pound every time.
And if
it's
you
water weight,
you measure your heart rate, because a lot of how people will measure their cardio is through their heart rate. Where's your heart rate at? If you're in the sauna for 15 minutes, your heart rate will be at 130, 140.
Damn.
No, it will, because you're seriously trying to prevent yourself from dying. Your body's like, don't die. Do everything possible to not die. And that's part of why it's so good too.
Yeah. So the sauna, All right, so I talk about stress a lot, and I say stress is my best friend, right? There's nothing negative, in my opinion, about stress unless you deal with it improperly. You deal with stress properly, you're just stronger, whatever you're doing, right? Literally, weight training is stressing our body, and it grows back stronger because we deal with it, right? So it's the same mentally, and so like there's a certain point when I start suffering. It takes about 10 to 12 minutes to where it's really fucking with me, and then I'm like, all right, now it's on. Let's see how tough I am, right? I just feel like that just strengthens me. You know what I'm saying?
So you guys do this in one, the 12 or 13 or
It's like 20 is the goal.
20
long
is
story
okay.
short.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we're doing it in
rarely
one
get
go.
20 out, but
Yeah.
18 is very consistent for me. Yesterday, bro, I got so much sauna. So I did 18 minutes yesterday, and then I went and sat and cool off. I got to cool off, you know what I'm saying? And then my friend, this lady that we talk every day, she wasn't in there when I was in there, but she came after. So I went back in so we could talk. I like my little morning conversations.
Yeah.
So I did another like 12 minutes, and that one was easy. And I didn't even I didn't have to need to cool off after that. Just went. And then when I trained Elijah yesterday, we both sat in the sauna after that. So I got three bumps, you know what I'm saying? So I'm in a great mood today.
Yeah.
But nah, it really, I do notice that I'm in just a better mood when it's like a drug without taking a drug, you know? So
It sets the tone for the day, especially if you do it in the morning, because some people end up doing it at night for whatever reason. But if you, and they probably sleep better or
Yeah,
have
sure.
its own set of benefits. But if you do it in the morning, you've heard the phrase, like, if you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. Like, it's literally going to be the hottest part of your day. It'll be the most intense
difficult,
thing you go
most
through.
stressful thing you deal
It
with.
has, physiologically speaking, anyway. There's nothing that's going to be more intense than that.
Yeah.
Unless you get shot.
Yeah.
Or tortured.
So,
You know what I'm
so
saying?
barring disaster, it's gonna be the most intense thing. Everything else from there, you're chilling. You're almost like you feel like I already did it. I already won. And the workout does that too. The sauna just caps that off.
But the workout was so used to working out.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah, that's gotten a
But
little dull.
both. Yeah. Yeah, workout is just a normal, that's like taking a walk now.
Yeah, because we've been doing
Yeah.
it for so. I need that to be normal.
Right.
But like the sauna makes it to where I'm at my highest level of performance, both physically and mentally.
Same.
Yeah,
Legit.
it really does.
Try it out.
Have you ever done sauna?
Yeah, but
Not consistent?
not consistently, and I used to do it when it's available. So when in the UK there was a gym that I actually worked at when I was a PT. It was there. I used to do it religiously because it was there.
Yeah.
You know, but I've never looked for it in a gym necessarily.
Right.
So like when I'm choosing a gym to go to, it wasn't something that I considered.
Right,
Do you have
that's
sort of
major
kind of
for
thing?
me. Yeah,
You know?
that was why. Cause I've been in Lifetime for years, so that was one of the main things about Lifetime. And then we found Equinox. They got a really good, probably a better sauna than Lifetime. You think? It's not co-ed.
Yeah.
I like the interaction from everybody. I've never had a weird. It's always been dope conversations. You know, we've had a weird guy in Equinox though.
Yeah.
You used to have some great conversation. If I remember back, the one I'm talking about, best conversations.
Right.
And you're right. Some people like that was the highlight of the day. It's like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we're gonna have the
Yeah.
chat in the
Yeah,
sauna.
I remember the day that I was getting engaged. Like it's one day I'll never forget because we're in there and it's just like all these guys that we see
The
every day.
camaraderie, yeah,
Everyone's
it was-
just talking. People are just like saying, "Oh my God, what are you gonna do?" How you-"
One guy was like, "Oh, you shouldn't."
yeah, a guy was like, "Are you sure? It's already
Yeah.
booked, everything."
He was jaded.
Yeah, because he was getting divorced. Like you know everything going on. Because we be in there talking about what we're gonna do for the day. All right, what do we got? We got this, and this.
And
Okay,
people will
this
try to hop in. Like,
Yeah.
what was that? It's funny how they hop in. One guy, bro, this is fucking ridiculous. This guy hops in like, oh yeah, you need the da. Excuse me? And then he started telling, I think he was telling me like, you need to.
Yeah.
And then he's some business coach. I'm like, well, who do you work with? It's confidential.
Can't say.
Oh,
Yeah, he's under strict orders.
Confidentiality.
Yeah, NDAs and
I'm like, bro,
confidentiality agreements.
how do you get business if you can't talk about your clients?
clients.
You know, it's private. You know, whatever. I'm like, all right, bro. He was a ridiculous, but I enjoyed that because it was bizarre. It was funny.
entertaining.
Yeah. I'm with the entertainment shit. But anyway, bro, let's wrap it up.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm hungry.
I can.
I'll be honest.
'Cause I'd like
I'm
to-
hungry.
Yeah, let's eat.
Yeah, I'd like
All right, so listen, we out of here, Sim. I'm sure they know where to find you at, but I just want them to have it official. Where can they find you at, my
You
brother?
can find me on everything with just my name. and look out for the blue tick. So, Simeon Panda.
That's how you know
on
it's real.
YouTube, Simeon Panda on Instagram. Simeon Panda on Facebook.
Simeon Panda fans only. What else? What else we got?
eBay.
I bet there is one.
You
I
got
bet
an
there
eBay
is
You
one.
got the blue tick on fans only. Is it only fans?
I bet there is
fans
one.
only?
I bet there
Only
is one,
fans.
and it's not me.
All right, so for y'all to subscribe, all he doing is sitting in the jacuzzi. He ain't even doing nothing
Don't
juicy
give
for y'all.
this. So,
It's not even
probably
that
someone
weird.
there. The funny thing is, there's probably someone that's already done it, and then someone might.
He's
maybe
getting out
it's-
slow motion.
Yeah.
With the water dripping, slow motion.
That's it.
All right, y'all.
But that's
We out
it.
here. We out here.
Peace.